Ain't nothing going on but the rent around here. You should already know, but if you don't, it's your man Mike Deloach, and bring you some content of a black man in New Mexico. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell as well so that you get notified whenever I do drop some new videos. Like the video, share the video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But back to it. Oh shoot, lady on the wrong side. You should be walking on this side, lady. But back to it. Ain't nothing going up but the rent. You know what I mean? Now don't get me wrong. I've had some pay increases and my little gig that I work. You know what I mean? But even then, like, you know, I'm a manager in my little situation, but a regular employee, they're not making livable wages these days. You know what I mean? This day and time, right now, today is February 10th, 2022. And if you've been following me, like I've dropped a video about like the housing market, and I must say too, I may have been wrong about my thoughts about the housing market. You know what I mean? But right now, nobody's moving unless you got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I ain't got it like that. I'm cool. I ain't got it like that. But I say that to say this because the housing market is overpriced. You know what I mean? Rent is overpriced. You know, so even though they say, yeah, it may be a seller's market for the housing, but unless they go into a less expensive area, they're gonna pay more if they move into another crib here in Albuquerque, you know. But even down to rent and renting apartments, and that's why I say rent versus mortgage, because rent with the apartment style living, and even if you're renting a house from somebody, again, it's going up and it's overpriced. For a good 3-bedroom, and don't get me wrong, like Albuquerque is a city, you know, it's not a big city, but it's not Atlanta, it's not LA, you know, and our rent prices probably now are comparable to Atlanta, you know, because right now, like I said, everything is overpriced. I don't see it coming down within the next 6 months. So, you know, things may be where they are, you know, and we may just have to get with the program. But all in all, rent is going up. You know, when I say rent, because, you know, I'm not necessarily speaking on, you know, having a mortgage. You know, if you got a mortgage, you locked in, maybe insurance or your HOA may have went up a little bit, and maybe your mortgage may have went up $50 to $100. I don't know. I don't have a mortgage as of yet. You feel me? But excuse me. When it comes to rent, it's skyrocketing. And the thing is, you have different tiers when it comes to rent. You know, you got your Section 8, you know, and after Section 8, you have the income restricted. After income restricted, you know, you have your decent rental apartments or whatever, depending on the area of town, you know. So depending on the area of town you may be in, the rent may be higher for a decent spot, you know. And then you have too your luxury apartments, you know. And of course, with a luxury apartment, you know, you paying for those amenities. You paying for what you get, you know. So it's standard to pay a certain price for a luxury apartment, you know. But nowadays, you have decent apartments that's charging luxury apartment prices, you know. And excuse me, the crazy part about it is that some of these decent apartments has not even renovated, you know. So it's really basic stuff that's, you know, trying to keep up with this market, or, you know, play on the playing field of this market and what certain people are charging. It's not worth it, you know. It's like I said, it's overpriced, you know. And some of these luxury apartments, 1 bedrooms, are more than a mortgage. And yes, more than a mortgage, especially if you're in a luxury apartment. They're like $1,500, $1,800, depending on where you go, you know. I could be exaggerating a little bit, but like I said, that's with the luxury apartments. But with, you know, decent apartments, 1 bedroom could run you $1,100. You know what I mean? And your basic is like $8. You know, but ain't nothing going up but the rent. You know what I mean? And like I mentioned, you know, these average workers having livable wages because, like I said, imagine you that's college student or fresh out of college. Let's say you really ain't got into your career yet. You know what I mean? But let's say we'll go with still in college, you know, and they trying to live on their own or whatnot. You know what I mean? Shit is, like I said, shit is ridiculous, man. Like I said, I remember 10 years ago, hell, we was renting out a 3-bedroom, two bath, 2-car garage, had a decent little backyard for $875. And even the neighborhood, we was in the Southwest, you know what I mean? But, you know, the houses they're probably built in the 2000s, you know, so they're fairly new houses, you know. Granted, they might have been cookie cutter houses, but they said it was only renting out for $875. You know, nowadays to rent that same 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, like I said, you paying double that, $1,650, $1,700. Like some people, mortgage ain't even that. For the people that own that same type of house that they trying to rent for $1,700, people who got that mortgage, they ain't paying no more than $1,200, if that, depending on, you know, their circumstances. Oh man, you can go ahead and ask me, sweetheart. I'm not in no rush. But like I said, you paying double now than what you would have been paying 10 years ago. You know, granted, too, yeah, the city has grown. The city is getting certain industries here, you know, so things are gonna, you know, acclimate to its surroundings, you know what I mean, as far as rent and groceries, gas, whatever, entertainment. But right now ain't nothing going on but the rent, man. And again, some people are better off, you know, where they at. But the thing is, some people may want to move, but right now, like I say, moving it's gonna cost you, you know, more than you bargained for, you know. And that's to say, right now, nobody's really moving, you know what I mean? Because people, they're gonna lock in, especially if it's time for them to renew a lease. And you know, if you're renewing, they're not gonna jack it up to, you know, what it would be for a brand new person that's coming to rent at today's market value or market price. You know what I mean? So it may only go up like $50, at the most $100. You know what I'm saying? Like even now for us, we're at that time where either we're gonna renew, find somewhere else, you know. But if we renew, our rent goes up like $100, you know. But a person that's coming in as a new tenant, they paying $100 more than the $100 that was increased for us. You know what I mean? And so, with that example, imagine how many people who potentially want to move, but it's like, shit, if I move, he said, right now, let's say you're paying $1,000, I'm paying a stack, you know what I'm saying? But if I move, I'm paying anywhere from 13 to 15. You know what I'm saying? And so nobody is moving, and some things, a lot of places don't have any availability right now when it comes to apartments, as far as what we're looking in the areas that we wanted to be in. And worst case scenario, I mean, it's just overpriced too, you know. But the thing is, how long can it last? You know, how long will it last? You know, before things do take a dip, you know. Or will it ever take a dip? Who knows? You know what I mean? But my personal opinion, I feel like shit is overpriced. People see it, and you know, we went and saw. Well, I can't even say we went and saw some places. So we called around to a few places, and they didn't have the availability for the time frame that we needed. But I'll let you get on now. Some of the places that we couldn't necessarily get on the phone, we just dropped by their spot, and you know, we spoke to one leasing agent. You know, she was an older lady too. She seemed like she was late 40s. You know, so she seemed she had been in the industry for a while. But even herself, she was like, you know, the time that she's been in the business, this is one of the craziest time that she had ever seen. And she said it's really weird, you know what I mean? Because one thing she let me know, really the market price for a 2-bedroom is $850. But right now for a 2-bedroom, in most places, most decent places, you're gonna pay about $12. Luxury, $14 to $16. In some instances up to 18 or 2 racks. You know what I mean? And again, this is Albuquerque is no Atlanta. You know, like I said, granted it is growing. I have made a video about, you know, Albuquerque is growing. But I guess me personally, I didn't consider rent prices. And so I guess I should have been doing what I needed to do to put myself in a different position long before this. But you know, I'm damn sure making sure of it now that, you know, before shit do get out of hand, we got some things in play, in motion. You know what I mean? But excuse me. This was just a real quick rant. I know I'm probably all over the place, but excuse me. Thing is, like I said, man, this rent is outrageous here. Excuse me. You see on the news, they talk about it on the news. You know, interview 1 or 2 people. You know, but they know it. You know, and right now there's no cap. You know, so whatever people want to charge, they charge whatever they want. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, I feel like I done said enough, man. But it's your man Mike Deloach, bringing you some content of a black man in New Mexico. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the video, share the video, and leave your comments on the below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out one of these next videos as well. There's be a video on one of these sides, if not 2 on each side. But be sure to check out one of those videos as well. But you already know what it is, and until next time, yeah, holla back.